Viewers, Rahul Gandhi, as you are aware, has made several big claims. He said, I'm quoting from a book written by former Army Chief General Naravane. But his big claim has been shot down at least twice. First, the publisher, Penguin Random House, said clearly that the book Rahul Gandhi showed is still an unpublished draft. It has not been printed. Now the author himself, former Army Chief General Naravane, has gone on record. He's broken his silence. He's backed the publisher 100% to say the same thing, that the book is not out yet. So both the publisher and the author have rubbished Rahul Gandhi's story, so to say, in the same breath. This is a big public embarrassment for the leader of opposition. What will Rahul Gandhi say now? Because when he was asked a question about the publisher issuing a statement, he said, look, you believe Penguin, I believe General Naravane. Now that General Naravane has said that he believes the publisher, what will Rahul Gandhi do? What should he do? Will he apologize? Should he apologize? Will he explain? Because so far Rahul Gandhi has been saying whatever he has and insinuating that General Naravane hasn't spoken, so let him speak. Here is General Naravane going on record. Sushant Sareen will be joining us shortly. In fact, he is with us. Dr. Ranganathan, you go first. You know, first it was the publisher. Now the author himself is saying the book is not published.
No, I'm hearing some breaking news, and I don't know whether Charu would echo that. But the BJP has implored for the FIR or the case to be taken out and not be investigated, because if Rahul Gandhi goes to jail for this, who is going to campaign for the BJP? BJP is going to lose at least 50 to 60 seats. So this is, remember what happened when Rahul Gandhi was convicted in Gujarat. The BJP in fact campaigned for that conviction to be turned over. Look at Charu, she's smiling. So I think this is no longer a rumor, this is true. No, but look, what is happening out here? Do I blame Rahul Gandhi? My response to that is not anymore, because I know who he is. I blame his advisors, his au pairs, who carry him in a cradle, who are rocking this, what else can we say? The pram that holds Rahul Gandhi. Did they not know the fact that General Naravane's book is not out in the open? Otherwise, thousands, tens of thousands would have bought it. Sushant would have read it, I would have read it, everyone else would have read it. Because, of course, it comes from a general, and the fact of the matter is it talks about his years in office. So it's an important book. But the fact is nobody had seen it. And when Rahul Gandhi, look at Rahul Gandhi brandishing it. So is there something inside that book? Because that book in that form does not exist. You know, and no one other than the publisher and the general himself has clarified it. Now there is an FIR. So the publishers have gotten away from it and, you know, had their hands up in the air that, look, we are not responsible. But the FIR exists. Till such time the FIR is taken back, police are duty bound to investigate it. And they're duty bound to reach the doors of wherever Rahul Gandhi is staying, I mean, in India or abroad. And they're duty bound to investigate that. Now, I personally believe that for the benefit of the BJP, this case should be withdrawn.
Nikhil, I'll come to you. Let me bring in Sushant Sareen. Sushant Sareen, so far there was silence from the general. He's broken his silence today. He's backing the publisher. They're saying the book is not published.
Yeah, frankly, you know, Pranesh, I think we're becoming a ridiculous country. This should never have been a controversy. Number one, if the general had written a book and the government felt there were certain parts of the book which should not have been made public, they should have excised those parts and released the book. It's been 2 years. Second, somebody has come out with an extract of the book. It is actually a full toss bowl to the ruling party. The ruling party, probably staffed by people who never read a book in their life, just went off the handle and created a scene which should never have happened. The leader of opposition will oppose everything. That's his dharma, right? Right or wrong, he will oppose everything. You get the best trade in deal in the world, he'll oppose it. You get the worst trade in the deal in the world, he'll oppose it. It doesn't matter. He will oppose everything. The point is that the government could have handled this very differently. Now, how has the book been suddenly out in the public? Look, when books are published, and Anand is a published author himself, he knows this. Books are generally sent, PDF copies are sent to people to read and give blurbs, right? Somebody might have leaked it from there. Somebody might have leaked it from the publisher's office. I don't know. Maybe there were a few printed copies for pre-orders which had already been published, and the leader of opposition got his hands on a few. I don't know. But my basic problem is, why is there such a big controversy over it? From the life of me, I can't think somebody as conservative as General Naravane could have written anything which would have been so controversial that it has everybody's knickers in a twist. I don't think he would have done anything like that.
No, I think you're right. You're right. This should not have been such a problem in the first place. But, Sushant Sareen, I think this is less about the content of the book, more about, playing by the book, following procedure. Let's play out what Rahul Gandhi has been saying. Listen to him.
It's available abroad, I think. It's published abroad. Government is not allowing it to be published here.
And I believe the army chief. Okay? I don't think he will lie. Or Penguin is lying. Somebody needs to... Both cannot be telling the truth. So Naravane ji, who's the army chief, who I believe over Penguin. Do you believe Penguin over Naravane ji? I believe Mr. Naravane. He's the army chief.
I believe Mr. Naravane. Rahul Gandhi said this in the afternoon today. By evening, General Naravane says, I believe Penguin. Penguin says, I believe the government. Dr. Ranganathan, Rahul Gandhi says this is available abroad. There are many things which are available abroad, but they are illegal in India.
No, first of all, I don't think General Naravane or Aditya are lying. And secondly, this book is not available abroad, as the publishers have already stated that this book has not come out into the open. Now, I do agree with Sushant Paji, what he says, except to say two things. One, if you have to go by the rules. The rules are, even though they are, according to me, they should be changed. But the rules are currently that if a book is currently being vetted by the Defense Ministry, whatever be the reason, it cannot be released because it comes under two things. One, the CSS rules for General Naravane, and two, the Official Secrets Act for the publisher and the book itself. So these are the two rules. Now, do I agree with them? To the extent that I want the vetting committee to be the military, not the government. But the rules are rules. Rules exist. So we have to follow them till such time you change them.
Nikhil?
Pranesh, the BJP has made this entire issue about whether the book is published or not published, instead of answering the important question about the contents that have supposedly been taken out from that book and published in a public article by the Caravan. There is no
Nikhil,
doubt that the Caravan...
not published, why even talk of the content? Come on.
Pranesh, that is not how it happens. You've been a journalist and a reporter for way long, and you would have so many times published reports wherein you would have seen that...
Before I became a journalist, I also went to school. And they teach common sense. So if a book is not published, how can you talk of the content of the book?
Pranesh, I think I was born, I grew up with common sense. I didn't have to be taught that in school. Perhaps you had to. I don't know why. But
you have to then use it. Let people know.
My friend, the important point is that many times journalists publish reports accessing certain papers which are not published, and those reports are then quoted by politicians.
Is Rahul Gandhi a journalist? Is he a media house? What is he? Responsible, I would like to believe, leader of opposition? You tell me.
My friend, Carva is the media house that put out an excerpt from an unpublished, perhaps an unpublished
Now let's
book.
go by what Rahul Gandhi has been saying. I believe General Naravane. What will he say now? General Naravane is saying that the book is not published.
This is even a discussion, my friend, and the more important point that I'm trying to make here is that if you are really talking about playing by the rules, then the rules would say that Tejasvi Surya shouldn't have talked about national security and the patriotism of the Congress, because the president's address did not really have anything about the patriotism of the Congress. It did have something about national security, which is why the leader of opposition could talk about it. And what
Now,
did the
Nikhil,
president's
look,
address have about illicit affairs of politicians?
I give up,
That
Nikhil.
Nishikant
I
Dubey
give
went
up. I
about
really
talking
give
about-
up. Dr. Ranganathan?
No, again and again he is saying that how dare a BJP MP read from a published book, and why is it absolutely fine for Rahul Gandhi to read from an unpublished book that is being vetted by the Defense Ministry? Arey bhai, decide. Where do you stand, Nikhil?
So Ranganathan, please tell me what was the relevance of what was said by Nishikant Dubey. Did it concern the business of the House? Did it concern the President's address? If it did not, the rules of the Lok Sabha do not permit Nishikant Dubey to talk about those issues, whether he reads from a published book, an unpublished book, a banned book, or a tabloid that pries into people's
Can I
bedrooms.
answer?
All
Please,
right?
can I answer?
The rules
That is
don't
for Nishikant to answer, but first you answer. What were the grounds on which Rahul Gandhi repeatedly ignored the speaker and the rules of the House to speak what he was speaking on General Naravane? Was that under debate? No, it wasn't. Was he stopped? Yes, he was. Was that under the discussion? No, it wasn't.
No. Dr. Ranganathan, the president in her address did talk about national security, which made it a business of the House to be talking about national security. The leader of opposition quoted from a Caravan article, which is a public article, and therefore neither the
Nikhil,
source nor...
That happened last week. This evening, General Naravane has broken silence. He's broken his silence. He says the book is not published. What will Rahul Gandhi say now? Just answer that question, please.
Pranesh, the important simple point is that it was the
I
business
don't
of the
want the
House to
important
discuss
point.
nature
Tell
of
me this point. You keep the important point. Just answer my question. What will Rahul Gandhi say now?
Rahul Gandhi will still talk about how Prime Minister Modi was mighty scared to take a decision when Chinese tanks were coming into our territory. And after 2.5 hours, he had to tell the army chief, Jo uchit lage kar lo.
Doctor?
And then an army takes over the Kailash Ranges, and then the Prime Minister in negotiations gives them up.
And all of this is, what is this? Rahul Gandhi's epiphany. Kya tha ye? Kisi ne bola unko, someone, passed him a chit. Where did he read this? What is this? A lesson in creative writing, thinking? Sushant Sarin?
Yeah, Pranesh, my view is a very simple one. It is that if I'm taking whatever the extract appeared, I'm taking it as the truth, because it had already appeared 2 years earlier, but this time the Congress party latched onto it, maybe because they wanted to disrupt the House. But let us go by what Nikhil is saying about what is published. Look, it is the Prime Minister gives a carte blanche to the army chief. Now, for example, if the army chief is overawed by having been given a carte blanche to do whatever he thinks necessary to ensure that the situation remains under control of India, I don't see what the problem is. Do you want the Prime Minister of India sitting in Delhi to say, okay, ask one tank to fire 2 shells at such and such trajectory? Is that the Prime Minister's job? The Prime Minister is not going to tell you, please ask 5 soldiers to start firing at the Chinese. He's not going to tell you that. He will give you an instruction. Now that you have reached a situation, earlier they had given instructions. Please ensure there is no firing. But once there is grave provocation from the Chinese side, the Prime Minister issues instructions. Please do whatever you feel is necessary to make sure that these guys cannot advance. What is the problem in giving those instructions? That is not
answer that question, Charu. I'm coming to you after that.
The army chief is very...
Fortunately, we have a doctor on the panel, so I just wanted to ask him, when you get an emergency call that a patient is dying, what do you do? Do you ask your assistants, do you ask your nurses to stay on for 2.5 hours and then say,
The doctor in this case was General Naravane, Nikhil, not the Prime Minister.
The Prime Minister is the one who has to take a call. We are still in a democracy run by a civilian government.
He is the hospital owner, if you want to extend that analogy. इसीलिए मैं बोलता हूं कि you must keep going back to school. There is no harm. Dr. Ranganathan.
No, but in all honesty, I want to clarify something for my own benefit. I thought it was the president who was the commander of our armed forces. So why should the Prime Minister be asked something? Shouldn't it be the president? I mean, others can clarify on that.
That's a ceremonial, post, Dr. Ranganathan. But Charu Pragya, respond to what Nikhil Jain is saying.
Okay, I have three very important points to make, Pranesh, and thank you for finally coming to me. What is more important? What General Naravane has continuously been saying, or an extract that Rahul Gandhi seems to be quoting from a non-existent book? General Naravane has time and time said three things. One, we forced China to disengage and we gave them a befitting reply. And he also said that not an inch of our land was lost. Also, from the first day that Modi ji came to government, we have very proudly said that this government has given a free hand to the army. This is not a government of the past, like during the UPA time when after 26/11 also our entire military was waiting to strike and nobody let them. Nobody let them. So we are actually very proud of the fact that the army has a free hand now. Now, the writer of the so-called book says that it's not out. The publisher of the so-called book again says that there is no copy of this book, either in print or digitally. They also send out a warning saying any copy in circulation is unauthorized and is going to be subject to legal action. There is an actual FIR that has been registered by the Delhi police. And yet Rahul Gandhi goes on and on and on about this non-existent book. So much so that again 3 days of parliament have been wasted. You know, he's like this 5-year-old child who wants to play cricket, but he does not understand wo out ho gaye hain. Please let another person take their turn
Charu
with the
Praja,
bat.
Sushant Sarin and Dr. Ranganathan have said that when you know कि ये out हो जाते हैं तो out होने क्यों नहीं दिया आपने? Why did you stop him from, doing whatever he wanted to do?
Because there is a way to the way our parliament needs to be conducted. There's a dignity to it. And this is about responsibility. This is about legality. In fact, I want to ask Rahul Gandhi, where did he get that copy? When the publisher says it doesn't exist and every copy or extract of it is unauthorized and subject to legal action, where did Rahul Gandhi get that copy? Please answer that. Are you not going to go crying in every corner?
I don't know whether Rahul Gandhi will take this question or not, but you must answer what Nikhil Jain is saying. Why do you keep talking about Indira, Nehru? Uska kya relevance hai?
देखिए, Indira या Nehru or anything, basically what was done by our Nishikant ji, our MP, was to show Rahul Gandhi there are enough books that exist in the public domain which he can quote from, right? There's enough information. He could have verbatim gotten a video of General Naravane speaking and quoted that in Parliament. He didn't do that. Okay. And it's a bit rich, no, coming from Rahul Gandhi today when he's the one who said, हमारे जवान पिट रहे हैं, when he's the one who questioned surgical strikes, when he's the one who echoed Pakistan's narrative during even Operation Sindoor instead of talking about
Dr.
what
Joshi,
India achieved.
The general is on record. He says the book is not published. Who do you believe, Rahul Gandhi or General Naravane?
You know, that's interesting because Rahul Gandhi has a habit of walking into a trap. This time again, he has done that. Now, I have my reasons to believe that because, this is what it comes to if you don't know your facts right and you don't do your homework. What the country should be debating, again, I may be repetitive in my stance, very, very important matters are there. The US-India trade deal, we can talk about the so-called mother of all deals. We'll see the European Union, we can talk about the drop in the purchase of Russian oil. We can talk about the USA president insulting our prime minister time and again publicly and having the audacity to do that. We should be talking about that. Rather, what we are discussing the technicalities of the publication of a book.
Okay. Professor Mondal,
hands down to Rahul Gandhi.
You are also a published author, sir. आप बता दीजिए.
No, I understand the problem. It could be a pirated version of the book. Like even I'm carrying my own book in pirated version. Can you recognize this is not the original version? I can't afford my own book. Author's copies have been already given to the libraries. It costs now 12,000 rupees, one hard copy. So I had to get it from the online version. Mr. Gandhi might have done the same thing. So if this book is pirated, then there should be piracy check.
No, 1 minute, Professor Mondal. If you have to, okay, Dr. Ranganathan.
No, first came the anonymous electoral bond scam. This, Professor Mondal, is another scam. His book is costing 12,000 rupees. He's forcing people to buy his book. That is how TMC is getting all the money.
The author is buying a pirated copy. I just wanted to ask him, who do you blame for this piracy? Mamta Banerjee or Narendra Modi?
I'm quite honest about that. Forget about the students. So
No. Who do you blame for this kind of piracy?
I mean, there's a whole lot of chain, Mr. Pranesh. I mean, the publishers are charging high amount of money,
Okay,
and the authors are getting only 5%.
That's okay. I get your point. But look, viewers, the general has spoken. Rahul Gandhi, I don't know what's taking him too long. He's aware of that post by General Naravane. Let's see what Rahul Gandhi does. Because many people believe the uchit thing. Uchit to yahi hai ki wo maafi mange. अब वो पता नहीं है कि वो माफी मांगते हैं या नहीं मांगते हैं. But thank you for joining us. The news hour with Navita Kumar on the other side.